Go ahead.
Okay. Hi everyone. We are Satya and Alva from India and Bangladesh, and we have the two most prestigious leaders of Onpassive here with us, and I'm so very happy to have them here. Um, I'm lost for words with them. Uh, they need no introduction, but yes, they are Mr. Marty DeGarmo and Mr. Chris Johnson. I have other names for them, but I'm not going to give it here. So it's okay. So, Satya, I'm giving Mr. Marty and Mr. Chris to you. So please go ahead.
Yes, Marty and Chris, like we are one unpassive family, like that. I always feel uh, we all are getting this amazing family. Now this is the time for me to meet you, both of you. Actually, uh, uh, this is the time I got now to meet an amazing leaders of Onpassive. I always inspiring from Marty and Chris. When talking about Chris, he always smiles. He always smiles, and he takes care of every person, every founder. He responds to every message. So I love Chris, and with Marty, he always goes very logically. He tells us, explains everything, how the company is going on, how our thinking should be. All these things, it's really an honor and privilege. We are getting amazing inspiration and great teaching from both of you. Really, I'm feeling we both are feeling very privileged to have you in our show. Please come and give your amazing words here. Thank you so much. Many people will watch and inspire from you. Thank you.
Marty, you always tell us. I meet you practically every day, but want you to tell us a little bit. You've heard every one of us how our journeys have started and what it is. Uh, Now it's your turn to tell us how you began on passive journey, and we know it's your passion. So can you just elaborate a little bit on this, please?
Absolutely anything for you, Eva. And I first thing I want to say is since I've been in everything I've done in my life, my adult life, in business, regular business, or online, I've always tried to find diamonds in the rough because you're only as strong as the people you surround yourself with. And you both are diamonds, along with Chris, no doubt about it. And listen, it's not like I have to dig that hard. You guys come to the surface. And if you're looking for that, it's really nice when you find it because I believe on passive is stronger and stronger because uh, people are doing more than they normally would outside of on passive. Most of us would never do a live. We would never do a webinar. We would never. On passive opened up the gate in here for us to be 100% ourselves. My journey started 20 years ago. I worked for a company. I loved it. I traveled around the world. I wound up on disability, and obviously, when you go on disability in the United States, they expect you to live on 60% less money than you had. That's pretty rough. I had teenage children at the time, so I went online, and I thought, oh, I go online. I hear people are making income online. I thought if I could make a little bit to subsidize what I make to get by, I would do it. And I saw businesses and I said, I think I can do that. I've always thought if it's possible, I'm going to try. And I would give it 100%, whatever it was. And I did that. I can't tell you the first opportunity. I'm not going to call these businesses because looking back, none of them were a business. They were a shiny object. They didn't last very long, but I didn't know that then. What I believe is that that 15-year journey was to get me ready for Onpassive. I didn't know that then. I mean, looking back, hindsight is 2020. So I went in many businesses, and then I realized it's not as easy as I thought. I need to find out what am I missing, and I felt something was always missing. So uh, I need to be able to invite people. I don't know that many people. I didn't want to go to my family anymore because they're hiding from me. So I had to find a way to get traffic personally. So I started working on ways to do that, and it took me a while. And then I teamed up with Mike Ellis and Dan Straight, and we did very well. We would find a business that we thought was okay. I would try to meet the owner of the business. Most of the time, they had initials. You never really saw them on camera. But, you do the best you can, and we built teams in this business, and it always felt there was always a missing piece here. I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe Marty, you're being over cautious. But one after another, they failed. And every time they fail, I fail the people that I brought in. Now, I tried not to take it personal, but I did. Because when I invite you in, I want you to do well. And it happened many, many times. In 2019, the end of this month, in about a week, I was a, I was thinking about not working online, just quit because you tell people come with me, I'm going to help you, but you're lying. It's not true. You find yourself listen, a white lie, a yellow lie, a lie is a lie, and you're telling people something that you know in your heart they can't do it. So if you tell enough people and they stay long enough, you can keep going. And I just thought I didn't feel good. It felt I didn't feel good. So I told Mike and Dan, look, if things don't change, I'm going to quit because I don't like the idea that everybody doesn't have a chance to win. And I realized that the game of winning has to be done from the company side. It has to be. I can't do it myself. It has to be a system that is capable of doing that. But I also thought about 5 years ago that maybe I'm fantasizing. Maybe it doesn't exist. But I had faith in God, and I believe something's there. I always thought when I lost the job I had, I traveled around the world. I knew hundreds of people, different countries, and I thought, man, I lost that. I'll never get it back. But as time went on, I thought maybe I will. God works in mysterious ways. Not only did I get it back, but I even got more so. And that's a beautiful thing. So Onpassive comes along, and how I found out about Onpassive is I saw Peter Rogers, who I worked with before, and I trust him. He was a very trustworthy person. I didn't necessarily ask Peter what he's doing because he's some big guru or marketer. It had nothing to do with that. Had to do with trust. I don't need any guru. I don't need to hear that. That just I don't like it. I don't like the name of it. And what it really means is they can fake you out better than anybody else. So I ran into Peter. I said, Peter, what are you doing? I was in a business with him earlier, and he told me a little bit. He said, I'm in a company called Onpassive. Well, at the time, it was O-Founders, but the name Onpassive was there. I said, really? Yeah. You like it? Yeah, I love it. It's brand new, and they're working on it. And I said, can I ask you some questions? He said, yes. These are important to me. Can anybody do it? Can anybody and everybody be successful? Like, it's equal. It's equal playing field. Yes. Uh, is there an auto ship? No. Oh, beautiful. Um, have you heard from the CEO? Yes. And I went, how much? He said 97. and it's a platform for digital marketing. That's what it was then. And I thought, 97, holy cow! I paid 2,500, but 9,700. I'm not going to be. I don't know how to do that. And he goes, $97. $97. Then I thought the opposite. I thought, how big can this be if he's only charging 97? Right? I went totally the other way. I said, what is this? So I had to find out. So I said, well, 97, I got to know. Because if it's what he said it is, this is what I've been looking for, I believe. So I went back to Mike and Dan. And at this point, we didn't look for anything. It came to us. I said, look, I was talking to Peter Rogers. He's got the blah, 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 and I read talking real fast. And Mike said, oh my God, let's just sign up. They didn't want to hear me talk. So he signed up, Dan signed up. And at that point, went back, asked some questions. I'm looking around. Who's this guy? Who's running this? I want to know who the owner is because that's what really matters. Doesn't matter what an affiliate says or something. I want to know what is this company? And this company is the owner. I don't know who it was. They said some guy named Mufareh. Okay, I want to talk to him. And they laughed at me because, yeah, good luck. I go, no. So I went back and told Mike and Dan, I said, look, this looks like something we're looking for. Let's go after it. So we build it. We were building it every day. We started a group called Onpassive Nation, and we're moving and moving and moving. And I said, talk to Mike and Dan. I said, look, if we do the right thing, and this person is who I think he might be, he will contact us. Because I would. If you saw a diamond, I consider me, Mike, and Dan a diamond. We worked at it. I know our heart. I know we care. If he's this guy, he'll come to us. And he did. Called me on the phone. We talked. And I was overwhelmed by his big heart. So overwhelmed at the time, I'm not sure I believed what he was saying because it was too good to be true. So I said, I want to talk to you and Dan and Mike. Okay, let me get a hold of them. So I leave, I go to them and say, he wants to talk to all of us. Okay, so we make a big list. We're going to interview Mr. Mufareh. We are going to drill him. We're going to put him in the hot seat. Well, what we really found out is we weren't the smartest ones in the room. And when we had the meeting, he twisted it around. He's interviewing us, really. But from that day on, I realized he's a special man. And I know then he wasn't planning on the Onpassive we see today. Now, in his mind, 10 years down the road, yes. But as we grew and we brought in more people, like-minded people, good-hearted people like you and Abba and Chris, it grew and grew and grew. And I'm not talking about an average grow. I'm talking about good-hearted people. And that's a force that it's priceless for me. And I saw it happening. I remember in June of 2020 or July of 2020, we hit 100,000 people. Holy cow. And I remember said to ask, what are you going to do? He goes, well, he didn't plan on at the time getting that big. But what it is because I believe, this is my opinion, God was involved. And in order for this to go global, you ain't seen nothing yet. From that date, 1 year later, we had 1 million founders. And what was it? Ask drew people in that had good hearts. Now, we had a couple weeds and not such good people, but they automatically leave because they're not comfortable. You don't have to push them out. They go on their own. And that's okay. I don't try to talk anybody into anything. But when I got to that point, like as time went on, I have never been in a company that I had an opinion on day one and it increased every day after. I now am more and more in love with this company than I was the first day. Never had a company like that. Usually it went backwards. Like about 2 months in, I'm thinking this thing's gonna shut down. And it did. But with this, I am blessed every day. When I get up, people, you do lives, I joined up with Chris because I love Chris, no matter how much I make fun of him. It's all for fun. But no, we make a good team. I love all the people. I got to meet Emma, you, hundreds, thousands of people. But I really think we haven't seen nothing yet. And what did it do? You're having a meeting right now. You wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Onpassive, just like I wouldn't be, Abba wouldn't be, Chris wouldn't be. So that's my story. But I'm in love with Onpassive. I'm in love with the whole part of it. Uh, it's easy for me to talk about it. It's easy to talk about anything you love. And I love the company. I love Mr. Mufareh. So that's all I have right now.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you so much. You are really an inspiration to not one person, two-person, globally, I would say. And that's why, we love both of you, not only you, Chris, as well. So, Chris, now it's time for you to wake up. Please wake up, okay? And now give us your side of the story so we get to hear. And
I
because, Pappu, please.
Yeah, yeah, please, Chris, come on and tell us your story about Unpassive, how you start your journey with Unpassive. Please tell us.
Well, let me first start by saying, Mr. Pappu, that I've watched you for quite a while now, and I've seen you with your blog, and you're a blogging maniac. I've watched one individual named Mr. Pappu take on the world by himself, do all this by himself, and you come out on top. You never gave up. You never quit. I consider you one of the top dogs over there because of that reason. You never quit. No one ever had to hold your hand. You decided just to come out and start doing something. And I give you nothing but respect and a lot of love from this heart. And Ava, same with you. I love you. Oh, I see Ava every night, and Ava is one of my biggest people I love to make fun of, but she is quite the lady. You two actually make a really good team. I kind of like this. Now, Satya is from
Yes,
India, and Ava is from Bangladesh. Now, in the history of those two countries, there was not a lot of love in between, if I'm not mistaken. And here I see, this is the truth. I'm not lying. And then I get on here. Wait, hold on 1 second. I have a very important. Okay, hold on. So I apologize. My daughters text me, and my family has got to come first sometimes. But here I see two countries, and not necessarily you guys, probably have some higher ups in both countries that said, "Oh, we're better, or we're better." And I'm watching two countries work together side by side, which I absolutely love because that was one of the big reasons I loved about Onpassive, because it was a global company. And what Onpassive did, what Ash Mufareh did, what the founders did, is we took a lot of the animosity, a lot of the hate, a lot of the culture bashing, and we melted it all together and realized that Satya and Ava are just like me and Marty. We care about our families. It's not worth fighting over for certain things. All of us probably have some kind of different religion or different way we pray, and we've all came to terms that they're just like me, we're just like you, and that's the great thing about Onpassive. So Ash Mufareh has said many times in the past year that we're going to change the colors. You're going to see the difference. I see the difference just on this camera right here with two individuals from two different countries working side by side, and I love that. But Satya, I want to give you a lot of credit because regardless of what came your way, regardless of what's in your way, you kept doing this, and I love that you did it. I have a lot of respect for you, so keep doing what you're doing. Now, My story? Hold on, my daughter's driving me nuts. On a Webby, hold on. So, wow, 3.5 years ago, I get a phone call. I'd retired. And I get a phone call from a guy I worked with for years, Peter Shore. He's telling me all about this. Now, Pete and I we worked together for a long time, and we used to talk about, man, can't wait to get out of this rat race, the auto field. It's cutthroat. It's mean. People don't like people. People are judgmental and everything. And someday we're gonna do something. Now, Pete was in Onpassive, and I never knew about it. Now, we had dabbled in a few things here and there, but we did a lot of talking. But Pete was in Onpassive. I still mad at him to this day, and he never told me about it. He got in when he was 2018. So he gives me a call. He said, Chris, I got this. I want you to check it out. And I asked a few questions. 15 minutes later, I was trying to find my debit card, which I left in my truck, and I signed up, and the rest is history. I knew nothing about this company. I knew nothing. I thought Ash Mufareh, the first time I heard him, I thought, I don't even understand what this guy's saying. Took me a while to figure out what Ash Mufareh was saying. And when I finally figured it out, and when I finally really realized what Pete was trying to tell me about Onpassive, I absolutely fell in love with the idea. And then the more and more I listened to Ash Mufareh, the more and more I listened to the leaders. At that time, they had Leadership Council. I was listening to people, what they had to say, realizing, man, these people all want the same thing as I do, you know? So it was an eye-opening experience for me because I didn't think what Ash was talking about was possible. But I knew in my mind that not only is this possible, it's doable. And I think this guy's going to take it to the limit. And I got more involved. And the funny thing is, I remember calling Peter up, and Peter's more shy. I'm outspoken. And I said, hey, Pete, this is Chris. What? I go, I'm going live. He says, what do you mean you're going live? I'm going live. I want to get people in this. So the only way I can do is to go live. He goes, what are you going to say? I said, I have no idea, but I'm going to go live. And I didn't even know how to do a live. I looked for Facebook, and there's a live button. I hit it. And I think I had 1 or 2 people listening to me. And I started doing it every single day. Next thing you know, I had 50 people, 100 people. I had people joining up left and right from what I knew, from what I understood. And I'm like, wow. And I'm telling Pete, man, that the live is the way to go. I attended every single webinar I could that was physically possible. I was extremely tired. Believe it or not, I was on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, nonstop. That's where I came into webinars. I'd raise my hand if I had a question or if I had something to say. I never barged in. I just waited for them to call me. And this guy on my right, left, wherever he's at, he had noticed me and he kept saying, this guy's got something to say. And he picked me. And I remember the first time I spoke, really, I started crying. I was so emotional about it. And my daughter's looking at me like, what are you, weird? I go, man, I don't know what happened to me, but I believe in it this much that it was an emotional overtake for me. And then I found out about Oh Bless, which at the time was a little different from how we learned all this stuff. And it's changed since, changed for the better. And I started talking about doing a blessed. I want to know what people thought. I want to know what people want to do for their country, their neighborhood, their church, their city. And we started doing more and more of these things. And actually, I started it way too early, but it was okay. All right. Next thing I know, this guy, Ash Mufareh, calls me out and said, this is the face of Oh Bless. I was up for it. It wasn't a challenge for me. It's something that I needed to do. This was almost like a calling. So, yeah, Chris, this is you. And you have 1 million people that are going to be right next to you doing the same thing. So I never took it on as, oh, this is Chris Johnson's project. This was everyone's project that was in Onpassive. And it kept going to the next level. More people came on. I called it the Army of Angels. And I got literally thousands and thousands of people that want to help out, do things. So kind of Oh Bless was going in a direction, but then it changed. And Ash is teaching me that, listen, Oh Bless, it's it's not a charity. It's a learning tool, another learning tool that we're going to use to help change the world. The first big project that he wants to do is get rid of homelessness. And people think, you can't do, yeah, you can do it. There was just a study done. It would cost $144 billion or something like that to fix homelessness. And in my head, Satya and I'm thinking, well, so that's nothing if you think about worldwide. Why hasn't anyone ever done nothing about it? And yeah, we have little companies that raise money for you, or they send some food to someone in Africa or India or Bangladesh. And what happens? The food gets lost. Some guy put a whole bunch of money in his pocket. And this is part of the corruption that Ash Mufareh talked about. And I'm thinking, man, that's something I want to be totally responsible for, is to make sure money does get to these people, to make sure these kids are getting food, fresh water. Well, then it turned into a bigger picture where I had people coming in with ideas and plans and actually written up graphs about how that they can help this small little village in India get fresh water, how we could teach them to grow their own food because of the fresh water now coming in. And it just kept going crazier and crazier. And I got more excited about it. And that wasn't even talking about products, to be honest with you. I wasn't even worried about the products. And then we start getting into the products. Staff, Connect, Trim, Mail, all these things. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is really, really getting interesting. This is a lot bigger. Never knew it was as big as I thought it was. I thought it was big, but now I can't even imagine how big it really is, because it's that big. Going in over 5 years now for the company. And technically, Ash Mufareh started this 20 years ago. And he kept it going, but he never gave up. Kind of like you, Pappu. He never gave up. He just kept going. He kept doing. And what happens when you keep going at it and you keep trying? People start noticing. Then he starts talking and not telling them, talking to them. Letting them know, would you like to see something like this? Yeah, I do. I would like to see change. Most people in this world, not just America, would like to see change. Okay. And that's what I saw Passive as, the change that we all need, the new superhero, I used to say. The company that allowed anyone in the world to work with them because they did all the work for you. I'm talking about people that were paralyzed in a wheelchair, that could not speak, that were deaf, that just couldn't work because of disabilities, never had a chance, never. And this company is giving everyone the opportunity to earn an income. I know a gentleman who's paralyzed. He's got 3 kids. He did whatever he could to try to make money in his way to raise his family, because that was important to him. He now has a way that it's going to help him and his family, not only for now, but generations to come. This is the kind of people I got meet. I met people that were so bad that it puts tears in your eyes. And I'm thinking, we don't know about these people, but the world needs to know about these people. Why in 2023, is it 24 or 23, right? Is there,
24.
yeah, are people still starving? Or they don't have fresh water? We can run oil lines across oceans and oceans and oceans. So why can't we do that with water? Why can't we run fresh water within a pipeline and a secured? I mean, that was one little thing that we were thinking about, And then we came across all these farmers. The farmers wanted, well, listen, we could teach these people how to grow crops in the worst conditions, but we'll teach them. And that's what Obless became. It's not a charitable tool. It's a learning tool, and it will be considered in some areas a charitable tool because it's going to help a lot of people. For instance, I'm in Florida right now. I live in Michigan, and a big hurricane came through here and, knocked the whole neighborhood down. This is one of those things where the army of angels and Onpassive will come together and raise a lot of money real quick and get it to the right people. So people aren't waiting 6 weeks without shelter and food and water. Get it going right away. Ash Mufareh already did this. I believe it was Turkey and Syria. Out of nowhere. We haven't launched the company. Ash Mufareh was sending over truckloads of supplies immediately, where other companies, well, it's going to take 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, these people are hungry now. They need shelter. There's kids, women, men. They're starving. They need something. So that's what Onpassive is about. My journey has not yet started yet, Satya, to be honest with you. Yeah, I joined 3.5 years ago, but the journey has not started yet for me. The journey starts with me when I'm able to get in front of people and let them know how lucky they are and how blessed they are that we have a company that cares about you. And it doesn't matter what color you are, what's your religion, your race, tall, ugly, short, handicapped, non-handicapped, deaf, they can't see. Let them know there's a company out there called Onpassive that completely cares about you. And you don't have to do nothing. They want to do all the work for you. Now, there's people out there, I'll use it, Marty DeGarmos and yourselves, because you want to do something about it. What did you do? You start doing lives, you start doing blogs. That's helping yourself. Did you have to do that? No. But I tell you what, right now, I guarantee everyone in India, and Bangladesh know who Satya and Ava are, right? That's what it's about. Those people, when we really blow this up, when we not blow up, I hate saying that word, when we really make this company large to the world, they're going to remember the Satyas and the Avas. Okay, and that's what Marty and I's big responsibility is. We want you guys. We're already out there everywhere. We want to bring you guys up higher than you think you can go and make it a lot higher. So, my journey hasn't started. I will come back to this show when my journey does start, and we'll talk a little bit more. But I love Onpassive. It's not that I love it; it's a new way of life for me, and I actually love the way it's going. So, Satchu, back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As you said, the journey will start soon. I think the same-minded people we have with Onpassive globally, so we can change the world's economy because millions of people we have with Onpassive, the same-minded people we are, really positive. Everyone is thinking to do something good for others. So with Onpassive, the change uh, should come because this is the only way we have. Because everyone with Onpassive, we got connected because we are having in our minds to do something for the humanity to help others. So, really, Onpassive is going to change the world's economy. I think, here. At the present timing, as you said, in 2024, we have a great knowledge. Technology has been improved. Amazing knowledge is there. Great people are there, but they are not interested in making the people lives to increase their living standards, to give some healthy food, air, all those things, but they are not interested actually. If they are interested, they can do. With Onpassive, I'm thinking with there is ash, so that with Onpassive, the change will come in the living standards of everyone around the globe. I think like this. I will go ahead.
Uh, Thank you, Pappu. I would really, I appreciate this so much, Marty and Chris, for coming on and starting us off on this journey. It is such an honor and privilege to have both of you here, and just I hear you every day, every single day, both of you, and you have inspired not only me, you have inspired the world. For so many of us, you're such a big inspiration, and I can see that passion, and that you give it out to the world. You don't hold back anything. You're just like, I would say, like, I'm always kidding around with y'all, laughing, joking, and stuff like that. But I do know that underneath all that, y'all have such a big heart and so much of love for the people out here. What would both of you like to say to the people who are not even showing an interest? There are many who have still not come forward, and that's sad. It's really sad to see them. And in spite of us trying to bring them in, they give up. What would you, both of you, say for that?
Hey, I'll start. They're not here anyway, so they're not here anyway, Ava. They're not listening, and you know what? They've had many opportunities. Some people have never heard of it. But the people I talked to and said, no, no, thank you. I said, okay, they'll come. They will come. I promise you that. They will come when it happens. Marty?
I like Chris said though, I mean, if you plant the seed, remember a lot of people tell you, no, I'm not interested, is actually they're afraid to get burnt. They're afraid
True.
something's going to happen. Now they have a shield up and they play tough and oh that's this, I don't need that. But I believe they're watching, like Chris said, and many people that said no was only means I'm afraid. It doesn't mean no. So I think as time goes on, they will come in. You planted a seed, you walk on. You plant a seed, you walk in. You it'll be time for that person when it's time for that person. You can't rush it. I would tell people that if they're at least looking, look at both sides, the pros and the cons. If you check it and it's not what you think it was, or you think I was right, this is no good, then you can leave. It doesn't cost anything to give it a test drive. It costs nothing to log in, get in, look at what people are about, go to the webinars. You don't have to talk, just listen, watch what's going on, and the truth will come out. If you can't do that, if you can't take that step, I can't talk you into it. There's been people like this since man came on the earth. Uh, Jesus Christ was a very good talker, but he had people that hated him. They hated him so much they crucified him. Yeah, many people, leaders, and Martin Luther King, and all these people were great speakers. They taught with their heart, but some people just don't get it. And I do believe some people are watching, even if they tell you no. Like Chris said, they'll be here. They're coming. It's never too late. As long as you're breathing, and as long as time is going on, they're going to see they're going to see Abba after things are moving, and they're going to see a little skip in your walk. You're going to be a little tall, and they're going to ask you, "Did you lose weight? Did you do your hair? Did you do?" No, it's called unpassive. People will look different, talk different, and they'll want to be part of that, whatever it is. And I just think will come in that tell you, "No, I'm not interested." Okay, but what it really means is I'm afraid, and I'll wait and see, and that's okay. I never try to pressure anybody because that doesn't work. You know, I've been to church thousands of times. Same Bible. Bible doesn't change. But one day something is said and I understand it. The same thing was said 500 times before, but I didn't hear it. That one day you get it and you go, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Now you should know. You heard it 500 times. But it's when you know, and it's when your time is. I get frustrated because I know, even if I know 1%, that 1% will change your life forever. That's what I believe. So you only need to have the faith to see. Test it out. You can join on Pass without bringing your credit card. You don't need a debit card. You can join for absolute free. Walk around and then decide for yourself. I don't think anybody should talk you into anything. But before you judge something, make sure you go look first. Don't take somebody's word for it. Come in and look for yourself. That's all I would tell people. And I think you're going to see that happen anyway. I really do. That's all.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you so much. And it's really, I would
I want
say,
to,
an honor and privilege to have both of you here. And I'm sure you will be coming back again. And I feel it's like a blessing for
uh,
both Satya and myself, both of you here.
I want to ask
Thank you
something.
so much, Satya.
Yeah, yes, Marty and Chris, I want to ask you. For the first time, I saw the free tool O trim with It's amazing features. I always say in every live that it is amazing. For free we are going to give, right? From Onpassive, what are the features? For the first time I saw that tool, actually it was really amazing for me. I don't know before actually how to make a QR, how to analyze all those analytics, everything we are getting for free. I checked many times with my clicks that I'm getting some clicks from different countries, from which browser, from which device, whether it is a desktop or a laptop or a tablet, from which browser, and every detail we are getting for free. When I see that features, it's really amazing to feel. Please tell us this much of value on Passive is going to give us for free. For free, this is really amazing. Please, we want to know about that, because on Passive means great value to every user. There is no need to pay it. With free version, Votum is really awesome, really. Who is going to give us amazing features for free? I don't know before, but after seeing Otrim, everyone is going to trim those links and sharing their QR codes, everything. So it's really amazing. I'm feeling. Please share your thoughts on it, both of you.
Ava, can you kind of repeat what he said a little bit? His accent is killing me.
No,
Yeah,
um, he'll have to repeat it again because I got disconnected from the thing. I didn't have Wi-Fi just now, so
Go
I
ahead,
had to
Satya.
come
I
back.
believe he was. I
Satya,
believe
can
he
you
was
please
talking about the
come
free
back on that
products.
question?
Three
So,
products.
sorry.
Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about, Satya? You're muted.
yeah, I'm talking about
Satya,
the
can you
voting.
please?
Oh, the
Yeah, yeah,
free products. Yeah, yeah. I'll bring that up. I got you. So the company gives
Okay.
you 3 free products, right? Just for joining. ONet, OMail, and OTrim. And the beauty of that is ONet is long time needed. And I'll tell you why. And on passive, I mean, in Facebook, it's a haven for nasty people because they don't have to verify who they are. So they come up with a real nice picture and blah, 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 and they fool our children. They take over accounts, they hack your account because they don't have to be verified. So anybody can do that. With Unpassive, when we get the O verify, you can say you get freedom of speech, you get freedom, but if you have something to say, you should put your name behind it. If I have something to say, I should say, I am Marty DeGarmo. This is what I believe. But when you have other social media, it's an area for cowards. It's for people that can hide in the shadows, make a statement, but they don't have to back it up with their face and their name. To me, that's not freedom of speech. Too many people get bullied, too many young girls get fooled or told to go meet somebody somewhere, and at least with Unpassive, when everybody is verified, has nothing to do with freedom. I believe freedom has to do with responsibility also. Yeah, I'm free to say whatever I want, but I need to say, I'm Marty DeGarmo, here's what I believe. And then you suffer the consequences if you back up what you say. And I'm sick and tired of Facebook. I don't know how many times you hear somebody say, don't answer this, I got hacked. That's not me. The whole area is like that. They have porno on there. They have people saying nasty things to people. They have bullies, and I know Facebook that wasn't their intention, but because they realized after the fact, now they're going to verify people. But the difference is, Facebook to get verified, you have to pay every month. And on passive to get verified in ONet, they pay you. That's crazy. And you're going to be in an area where I feel comfortable for my grandchildren to hang out. Is it 100% ready and working like it should? No, but it will. With mail, you can send an email, a video email out to somebody. And let me tell you something: a picture is worth 1,000 words. A video is worth 10,000 words. Hello, mom. I can't make it this Saturday. Thank you, though, and I'll be back. I'll be there Sunday, whatever. And they see your face. It's a big deal. Or voice to text. You know, you're working on something. I multitask. If I can talk into a mic and say what I want my email to print, that's powerful. That's crazy. With O-Trim, for example, now these are all free. O-Trim, you take these big, ugly URLs. Affiliate URLs are 9 feet long and they're ugly. They're dash, this, forward slash, numbers and letters. And you can take that, put it in O-Trim, and customize it to you. You could make it say O-Connect ABBA. And you know what that means. It's about O-Connect and it's your account. You send it out, and people click on it. With O-Trim, when they click on it, it actually tells you how many people clicked on it, what country, what device they were using, whether it was an iPad or a phone. They tell you what state it was clicked on, what browser they used. So it's a mini traffic for a URL shortener. On top of that, every time you make a trimmed URL, a custom trimmed URL, it automatically makes you a QR code. So you can put the code out, somebody scans it, boom. Because about 85, 90% of people, they use their phone for everything. Everything. I'm not one of those people, not with these thumbs. But I use it, but not for everything. I'm on mine with a laptop. But those three products are priceless and they're free. If you just join, you're given that. Unlimited storage. You know, I use a lot of storage on Gmail, a lot, to the point that I have to delete stuff or they're going to charge me money. Unlimited storage for OMail. Unlimited. You can lock up your emails and put a passcode in. I want this email locked up. Passcode is 007 or whatever, and nobody can get in. Even if they can get in, if they don't know the passcode, they cannot get that important email. This is big, okay? This is free. And I want to tell you something. You give away something priceless, people can't wait to see what you have to sell. Really, it's very smart. Onpassive figured this. We don't have to hype it. You come in, you try it, you be the judge. If something's good, you don't have to trick people. Hey, if you come in here, I'll give you this and this and this. Then after you buy it, they say for $20 more, you can be a super. That's playing with people. That's not fair. Be honest. If your product's that good, you don't have to hype it. It will sell itself. And I believe O Connect is going to go viral. As soon as these small issues are repaired by the company, I believe I believe I believe O Connect will be the biggest video conferencing platform on the planet in a very short amount of time. That's all I have.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Marty. This is excellent. We hear it, but this is mainly for the people who are just not connecting every time and every day. So this is mainly for them to listen. Thank you. That was a lovely thing that you brought up, Pappu. So are we
Thank you
good to
so much.
go?
Yeah,
Anything else you
one
have
minute.
for us?
Yeah, 1 minute. The final words. We finish this session with uh, today. I want to know about ash. From Marty's words, please tell us about Ash and we close it. Uh, please, Marty and Chris, please tell us about Marty. He always a loving personality for all of us. So please tell us a few words.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. Listen, there is no few words. Okay, you'd have to make another webinar, but I'll try to go simple.
Yeah.
In my life, the person I looked up to the most on this planet was my mother. Ash is second. Really. I mean, I've never
Beautiful.
met. He's never done anything that I would question. He's pure-hearted. I've learned a lot from him about forgiveness and how to focus. He said, when I meet someone, I focus on the good of them. Focusing on the bad gives you a judgment that you should not do. None of us are perfect. No matter how hard I try, I cannot walk on water. I've never parted the Red Sea. I couldn't part the water in my sink. Okay. The point is, I've never seen anybody take all the punishment, sometimes from founders, and keep pushing forward and helping the very people that are beating him down because he has a higher cause. He has a goal to help mankind, correction to the corruption. I've never seen anybody that would take that on. He could have been one of the richest men in the world, my opinion, without all this headache. Why drag on a bunch of people? A percentage of these people that he's helping bash him every day. But yet he keeps going because you know why? He looks at the good in everybody. He doesn't hold a grudge. He wants the best for mankind. He knows people say things, but he keeps moving ahead. I love the man, no doubt about it. I overprotective. If somebody says something or does something, I lose my mind. But I would do the same thing for you and Abba and Chris. Look, it's okay for me to mess with Chris. It's not okay for a stranger to do it. I'm sorry. I can call Abba you know,
Chihuahua.
Sure.
a
Chihuahua.
chihuahua, but I
Chihuahua.
don't want anybody. I don't want anybody else calling her that. Okay, but that's what happens with family. No, but that's what happens with family. We gotta. We're very fortunate. Most people, if they went through what Ash has gone through, they would have threw in the towel a long time ago. Nobody would go through that. I don't know anybody that would do it. I couldn't tell you that I would do it. I don't think I have the stomach for it. I don't think I have, but he kept going and kept going and kept going. He told me sometimes doors close in his face. He said, every time I walk in the room, first thing I hear is, no, you can't do that. He never goes in the room and everybody goes, Ash, you're wonderful. That's a great idea. Never. But he never gives up. And in the long run, because he's got one of the biggest backing of anybody in the world. He's got God. And if you have God, you can't
True.
lose. So anyway, that's the best I can do. But you give me 45 more minutes, I'll give you more. But and listen,
Sure.
someday I want to tell you, there's things that Mr. Mufareh has done that I know that I can't wait to tell everybody. After ever the smoke clears, you come to my house. I got stories for you that will make you cry.
Thank you so
I mean
much.
that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
What would
Okay.
you like
I
to
think
say about the Indian community and the Bangladeshis?
I tell you what, most of the company, about probably 50%, is Indian, and a pretty big number in Bangladesh too. I think I think India and Bangladesh have some of the best people on the planet, but I also think they have some people that are not so good. No, but I mean that's just the way it is. You ask me, I think their best is very good, but I think there's a few bad apples. But there's a few bad apples everywhere. But when you have that many people, I think the problem is people want to be the first to give the news, even if it's not true. It's better
So,
to wait
Chris,
and get the truth. So
sorry. Yeah, Chris, what would you like to say to the Bangladeshis and to the Indians?
Yes.
Hey, 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 hey. That's what I want to say to him.
No, more than that. More than
Ah,
that. You
Please.
don't
listen,
get away with this.
listen. What I'm going to say to him is they're the luckiest people in the world, as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in every country, but India and Bangladesh has some things that the founders of Onpassive are going to completely change the color, starvation, securities, help for women, help for children. Listen, you're lucky. There's nothing else out there that would do all this for you. Ash Mufareh set up a thing called Onpassive that's going to completely turn your countries upside down for the good and not for the bad. And a lot of these things that people are upset about is they're stressed out over money. He's going to change
Yes.
all that. You just got to give him the opportunity and let it happen. And when it happens, the baby's born and it's diaper changing time. You know what I mean? Just let it
It's
go. And
already it's already changing. So,
yeah,
Marty and Chris, thank you so much once again, and I'm sure we'll be getting both of you back very soon. Not very soon, right now, but as in very soon. Okay, so I don't know.
Uh,
I'm
so, you know,
so
uh,
it's
I'm really glad.
I would
Uh,
say
I want to say, actually, you, me, Marty, Grace, and everyone here is really blessed. We are not an intelligent people, but really blessed people, so that we got connected. You know, I shared Unpassed to many people, but they didn't understand because they are really intelligent, but they are not blessed. We are here now with amazing businessmen. It's really God's grace. It's a blessing to get connected with this great community. I ever thought that I got the friend from another country. I can freely talk and move with all those friends globally. I never thought that. Now I'm getting, we all are having friends from other countries, right? Uh, Really, it's an amazing thing. It's really simply a miracle with Unpassive. We all are connected through Unpassive. Really, same-minded people having great values here. We all are blessed. Thank you so much, Chris and Marty, your amazing support. Thank you so much for coming here and giving your amazing words. You know, we always uh, want to listen to you all the time. Thank you so much. We're learning
yeah.
daily in so many ways. Thank you so much. One, we are family like that. I want to finally say we are one family. That's it. Very nice.
Wonderful family.
Satya Pappu
Thank
holds
you.
the record for saying thank you so much. He holds the world's record for saying thank you. Pappu, you don't have to thank us. We want to thank you for all what you're doing. So God bless you, man.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Uh,
Bye
You
bye.
too.
okay. Bye bye. Meet you all in the next
Bye
session.
bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.